Welcome to Lights, Camera, No, a podcast where we point out some of the more obvious mistakes made by characters in movies and wonder, why would they do that? Now, here are your hosts, Whitney and Lauren.
Hey guys, this is Whitney with Lights, Camera, No.
What's up, everybody? It's Lauren, and this week we are discussing the 1979 movie Alien, starring the one and only Sigourney Weaver. Tom Skerritt was in this movie. Ian Holm was in this movie. Harry Dean Stanton, John Hurt, Michael Michael Fassbender was in the.
He's in Aliens, which
Aliens.
They really screwed themselves. Mike and I were talking about this the other night. They really screwed themselves alphabetically the way they named it, because if they have the whole series on like HBO or something, it'll go Alien, Alien 3, Aliens, because it adds the S. So
it's everything's out of. Well, wait, when I set it into my remote, it opened up like a folder. It was like the Alien Predator saga. And I was like, I don't want to see, I said Alien. Just give me like all the Alien options. Well, the Predator ones were the ones that showed up first. It's like, this isn't what I said, remote.
Maybe because you would think.
Which came out first? The original Alien or?
Yes, it didn't join the Predators didn't join this universe until late 90s, early 2000s, I think. That's when the first.
My TV's just dumb. That's what we've learned today.
Well, I mean, it pulled up what is it, that cartoon that's like Ben 10 and it was a movie about him fighting an alien, and I was like, no, not that alien.
It's different.
This one's much scarier. So this movie scared the pants off of me when I was a child, and I don't know why Brenda, my mother, let me watch it, because it's a very tense movie, first of all, and it's pretty gory. In the whole movie, I feel like you're nervous the entire time you're watching it, that something horrible is about to happen. And
because you're constantly winding around those. How many corners did that spaceship have? And hallways and ducts and I was lost the entire time.
Well, I can tell you, my idea of how people traveled to space was completely ruined by this movie, because I just pictured everything in one rocket.
Just
one tube flying into space, and that's where they lived forever.
This thing was like a city with multiple levels.
Yes, and I love any movie that happens in the 70s or 80s when they predict the future. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be that black screen with the green writing on it. Yes, and it's always in that classic. It's always in that robot font.
Does not compute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really thought the color green was the only color people from the future used.
Computers were ever going to use.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had high hope. I mean, it looks like I had higher hopes for our space program than even directors and producers did, because I thought we were going to be living on the moon by the year 2000.
By now, I mean, at least have flying skateboards.
Well, right, exactly. I was really let down by Back to the Future too, so scarred me, because there's no hoverboards. I mean, they call them that, but they're not.
They're not.
They've got wheels. They have wheels. They don't hover.
No, it's garbage.
Right. Although they're really fun to ride.
True. Anyway, I'm going to read my summary.
Yes. We've gotten way distracted. Go ahead. Classic. I'll keep coloring. Go.
What are you coloring? Not important.
I'm just doodling.
I mean, it is important, but anyway. Okay. Right. Alien. Here we go.
Okay.
Deep in space, the crew of the Nostromo awaken from their cryosleep to investigate a stress call. Only it's not a stress call. It's a distress call. Terror ensues when the crew encounters a mysterious creature with a rapid life cycle.
Okay, that was one of the things I read about, was the life cycle.
We need to talk about the life cycle. That was one of the things out of the gate I just want to unpack.
Wait, are you talking about how fast it was, or fern?
Mostly the ferns. Mostly how much it aligns with that of a fern.
Yes,
because that floored me, and I was
never looked
at that on purpose.
I've never looked at ferns the same.
No, I never will.
No, but okay. Should we do this old school and just go vaguely scene by scene? because a lot of stuff happens in a short amount of time, I guess. For them, it's definitely a short amount of time. For us, it was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So they are flying to space for, I don't even know. They're going on I thought it was a rescue mission, or it wasn't a rescue mission. And then the one guy
turned into one. Well, when they thought that they were getting that stress call from.
In every alien movie, it always turns into a rescue mission, and it never fails that everyone is just like laissez-faire with how they like wander out into these like unknown areas. And especially in the movie Alien, any sort of unknown object that they've never seen before, they're immediately like, what's this?
And they don't have protection on any kind at all. Like just even some like protective goggles. I was like, these people are scientists or like space people. They would have some sort of protocol and have to wear some sort of protective gear.
Nope.
No, they're just so damn curious. They got to get their face up.
Not in 1979. Caution was thrown out the window.
It's ridiculous. Literally, from the beginning of this movie, their faces are in things they shouldn't be.
Maybe they thought that there would be less germs in the future. And that's why. Never fails. In every alien movie, they will find an alien egg and they will they'll freaking smell it. Like they'll put it up to their face. Yes. And it's like, dude, I will find some weird mushrooms in my yard and I'm like, nobody touch it.
I'll poke it with a stick, but I'm not going to.
I don't even think I'll poke it with a stick. Never know what if something shoots out like in the movie Slither. That's what that guy did. He poked it with a stick, it shot out, and it was a little needle, and it went in his chest.
Oh God! Well,
stop poking things with sticks.
Yeah, I really should.
It's the moral of this story.
Oh man.
No. So it takes them it's not even that long of a time before they're like, this is a distress or what did they say it was at first? What did they think it was?
I thought it was a stress signal, but then it was like a warning.
It was a warning.
Yes. A warning.
So they think it's a distress signal, and it's not very long before they're like, oh, wait, this is a warning, which is very similar to the movie Event Horizon.
Yeah.
Which we covered in the early days. If you want to listen to that, audio is terrible, letting you know now. But it's a good episode. Yeah. Just the audio was really bad. But they also figure out, they're like, wait, this Latin is telling us to not get on the ship. And it's like, really? It took you guys 20 minutes to figure that out. Why is everyone still how fast were they off the ship?
Yeah.
To go look at stuff.
I felt like they had to gear up in that sense to go from one ship to another, but that was about as much gear as they were willing to wear.
Yes. And maybe I missed it. Obviously I did. But did they ever figure out where the signal was coming from? Was it someone that had previously crashed on the Xenomorph planet?
I think it was it looked like it was coming from that area, but it was actually a ship that had crash landed there.
And I guess the rules on where you're going are all loosey-goosey in space, because they are so quick to hop on and be like, yep, we got to go check this out. And it's it's space. Shouldn't you be a little concerned? Let's just stick to the course. We know where we're supposed to go. Maybe let's not deviate.
Well, and two, they were at the end of their journey, their responsibilities. They were on their way home. Wouldn't you be whatever project they were sent out there to do originally? I'd be like, listen, this is preventing me from being home. Please, let's go.
And that's how that one guy was. Mm-hmm. Parker, he very much did not want to stop.
And he was one of the first to go, wasn't he?
Mm-mm. No, Parker was in the last. He was at the end.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
The first to go was I don't remember what it's. Kane.
Yeah, I'm terrible at names.
Played by John Hurt.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He was. That's how they knew.
Yeah, that's what
things were not good.
Started the whole thing.
Well, which I didn't realize. I guess it's been a long time since I've seen this, but I thought that happened way later on in the movie. But it happened pretty quickly.
It was about. I thought it was halfway, 45 minutes in, maybe.
Was it?
Yeah.
It seemed early. For some reason, I was thinking that they had already maybe defeated one of the Xenomorphs, and they didn't know what the Facehugger did yet. But I was backwards. So.
Well, yeah, because it kind of runs through the thing's life cycle, right?
Yes, which we can talk about. I didn't realize that. Forgive me, I can't remember who wrote the script. They were saying they wanted it to be like an insect, which is why towards the end, the xenomorph.
Oh, Dan O'Bannon, is that who you're thinking of, or is that the screenwriter?
That sounds familiar. I don't know.
That's the screenwriter, I think.
Well, they said it might have been him. They said that they wanted it to be more like an insect's life cycle, which is why towards like when Ripley is fighting her off and she's like hiding in those tubes, which she was camouflaged very well. She looked like a tube, like one of those tubes. She looked like one of those things.
She was a tube.
She was dying and she was like nearing the end of her natural death.
Okay.
That's why she was kind of sluggish and not really on the ball when she was trying to kill Ripley.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I didn't realize that until I was like looking at like all the trivia and stuff about this movie.
That's weird.
Which I wonder if they change that later on. I'll have to revisit some of the other ones to see if they incorporate that in with how quickly.
In the sequels, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or just like even in the universe. Cause I'm a big fan of all of them. And I think except for, I think it's 3, a dog dies. So I skipped that one.
Don't do that. Nope. This is the only one I've ever seen.
Aliens, the sequel's really good.
It is?
Yes. Huh. It's like, yeah, I think it's pretty popular as well. I like it. It's got the little girl Newt, and she has the line where she's like, they mostly come out at night. Mostly.
So where does that one, I'll ask that question later.
Okay.
I was gonna say, where does that pick up? But...
Right. I had to like look it up because it's been a while since I've seen that one too. Because I was real confused at the end, like why Ripley would be in another situation with a xenomorph. But
yeah.
I was like, why does she keep finding space, like areas in space where this thing lives?
After that exploit, I'd be done.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go back.
No.
Be done. But this one, no. She's the only one that has any brains because when they get off, she stays on the ship to decipher the distress signal when she figures out it's a warning. And Dallas, who's played by Tom Skerritt, Kane, played by John Hurt, and then Lambert was played by Veronica Cartwright or Veronica Cartwright, I think. They're like, we've got to get Kane back in. He's got this like giant organism on his face. And she's like, no, that's against protocol. We could be infected. And they're like, no, he's going to die. And in today's climate, I now believe that they would be like, you let us in. We are not going to listen to the rules. You tell me.
I feel like they would be more willing to leave him outside. Like people
think?
Have that mentality of like, I don't know, every man for himself at this point.
I mean, to be fair, in that situation, I'd be like, you are absolutely not coming in. But if you notice, she didn't open the gate. It was Ash.
Yeah.
She's the one that let him back.
Was telling about.
Well, Ash is like, there's something funny about Ash from the very beginning, which we didn't say, but I don't know. If you're listening, this is a super spoiler heavy podcast.
This movie is from 1979, but okay.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I'm such a bully. But yeah, but you kind of in the beginning think like, oh, he's the like head scientist on this project. Like he just has that science brain. He wants to examine this. What is it called?
The facehugger?
Facehugger. Mm-hmm. That's the word. But I was telling Brendan while we were watching this, like it looked like a horseshoe crab. Imagine a horseshoe crab on your face. And like, I know the guy probably wasn't conscious, but I'm a picker. Like any kind of foreign body is on my body, I want to pick it off immediately. I just picture myself trying to like claw this thing off my
wasn't
face.
he?
I just assumed, like, I don't know, like in a state of paralysis or something. Or like the thing was, controlling he was like in a coma, essentially.
Yeah, maybe. That makes more sense.
Because otherwise, get it off me.
Well, or at least like pull the tail off of your neck or something.
God.
And that thing had some like, what's the word I'm looking for? Projection, like where how far it leaped. I was like, but also, why did he get so close? He like looks in there and it's like swirling around in this disgusting egg. And he's like, oh, what is that? Let me get a closer look. No, sir, do not get any closer. And then it's like acid is like, right.
Well, it had to break through he had like a helmet on, right?
Well, yeah, the acid blood was like,
oh, that ate away through it.
I got this. Don't worry.
Okay.
Which also, fun fact, the reason they made the blood acidic and it could burn through all that stuff was so that they couldn't just be like, why can't we just shoot it? Because it would just like eat the bullets, wouldn't hurt it.
Oh.
It would immediately it might do like a surface wound.
Well, and then when they later try to cut this thing off of his face and the acid shoots out of it, again, no protective gear on the eyes as they're cutting this foreign body.
Right.
And acid shoots out and it miraculously misses their face.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just starts eating away through the ship. And like, imagine killing that entire thing. Then you'd have a gaping hole in your spacecraft.
Right. And that's what it was doing. I guess it stopped. It like went through. I mean, thank God they had a multi-level, like 2-story spaceship that they could like roam around on.
Why did it stop? Did it just like dry up?
I think it just dried up because I did laugh because Dallas takes he like starts like touching it with the pin from Brett, who's played by Harry Dean Stanton. And he like starts poking it and he's like, okay, it stopped. And then he goes, here's your pin back. And Brett's like, okay, like he doesn't want it. I don't want to touch that anymore. No, thank you. And they just leave. They just leave Kane in there with that thing. Like, I guess they got it off of him, right? Or do they leave it in there and it fell off on his own?
It came off on its because they didn't want to take it off because they didn't know if he was like that thing was keeping him alive or like if he was relying on it.
What kind of life is
and then
that?
The acid, like the acid was a problem. But then eventually, yes, it came off and he came to.
Yeah, he was just fine, just hungry. Which I bet you were. Had something else.
Which, like,
you were eating for 2, sir.
I laughed too much at this fun fact. But okay, so we're at the part now. He's very hungry. He's eating. Something suddenly goes wrong, and it's the scene everybody knows from this movie where the chest burster comes out and. They shot that in one scene. Did you know that?
I did until I was reading. No, I had never heard that before.
I didn't know that, and I was highly impressed. But that's not what killed me. What killed me was the chest burster itself. So Dan O'Brien, the screenwriter,
I think I know what you're gonna say.
He has Crohn's, and
oh no, I don't know what you're gonna say.
He has Crohn's. Which, like, I'm so sorry, but like the chest burster was inspired from his he has really bad digestion, and like he said, and I quote, like anytime he ate something, he likened it to quote something bubbling inside, struggling to get out.
Oh no!
Because of the Crohn's. And I just thought back to what was that episode when we had that outburst about Crohn's?
Where's Kevin Bacon and Rhonda in their tractor for their Crohn's ad?
Crohn's is not funny. Crohn's is not funny. I'm just relating back to a funny time in my life.
It is not funny. Pete Davidson would tell you Crohn's is not a good time.
Pete Davidson would probably be like, yes, Crohn's is like having a chest burster in your body.
Yes. And he would say yes. And one time somebody said they gave me butthole eyes.
Not the butthole. Oh, yeah. So that was fun for me to learn.
They could have, why didn't they? Yeah. Crohn's medicine should really capitalize on that then.
You like this?
Yes.
Our medicine.
Instead of like having people that are happy, like kayaking and stuff, they're all happy. They're not pooping their pants anymore. Then we can now focus on the fact that
you don't have to feel like this any longer.
Do you sometimes feel like this? And then they show that scene.
They could get Robert from Crooked Table to do it too. Do you sometimes feel like explosion's going to come out of your stomach?
Do we have the product for you?
Oh, God. All right.
Yeah.
Good for us.
So, there's an idea. Maybe we should pitch that.
I think so.
We should credit that guy. Maybe we should message
Dan O'Bannon. Yeah.
Or we should message Pete and be like, is this how you feel? We have an idea for you. It could be like a skit.
He would do the ad too. He would
be like, or you could just do it on SNL and be like, here's your skit for.
Oh, that's true. That's our platform.
All right. Nobody steal that. Okay. We're doing it. Copyright.
Yeah, you're going to see it on SNL like within the next 2 weeks. I guarantee it.
Probably. He's been on a lot lately.
If you think I'm not pitching Pete Davidson that skit, you're wrong.
No, we 100% are. So I'm saying nobody else take it. It's ours. Okay. Listen.
It's been pitched.
We've already told people to tell him that he has butthole eyes and it's mean and hateful. And he's a Beautiful man. I love him. All right, back to this movie. And not Pete Davidson.
So chest bursters out. Now we have.
Did you laugh? I laughed at how it ran off the table.
I did, because it, like, honestly, that's the cutest form. I think it's like it's like a little worm, and it flew. It
did
skated across the table,
and I couldn't help but go, "Hello, my baby." Yeah. Hello, mine.
I just thought of the worm from Labyrinth for some reason. Hello.
She would have kept going that way. I would have taken it straight to that castle.
Like a faster version of that.
Oh, yes, for that. That they don't have eyes though. Did you notice? And they never have eyes.
Does that have something to do with the ferns, the evolution of the ferns, or no?
I don't know. I sent you that like fern picture because for whatever reason, I have a plethora of Xenomorph memes.
Oh yeah, get ready, people, because you're going to learn this weekend.
I know a lot. I don't know why, but I do. So I don't remember exactly. I just know that like it's just how they reproduce. Like there's like a facehugger, which is what carries the eggs to that are then placed in a carrier, like a host.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is what turns into the alien. But the facehugger doesn't grow into a Xenomorph. And there's something about ferns.
Because it needs that step of evolution.
They're like almost like two different species. So
facehuggers reproduce and die. Okay.
Yes.
So they never grow up into Xenomorph form.
Mm-hmm.
They are adults in and of themselves.
Yes. So it's like maybe, I don't know.
So what? It just like plants that.
So then the alien, well, yes. Then it puts a baby Xenomorph in your belly. And then you get the worm from Labyrinth to come out.
And that becomes the.
That becomes the Xenomorph.
Okay.
And the Xenomorph is like, and then it lays the eggs, which creates the facehuggers. Look, I have one.
You have one what? Oh, well, that's just precious.
Well, and it has a baby that comes with it. You can't see if you're listening to this episode and nobody's watching because we're the only ones in here.
So wait, so you're holding, what is that, a Funko Pop?
Yes, and this is from, I want to say this one's maybe from Prometheus.
Where's the baby?
Let me show you.
Let me influencer show you. Influencer hand.
So I lost the toddler. They called it a toddler.
Lost it?
This guy used to live on my desk, and then I don't know where it is. He's here somewhere. I just can't find him, and it's a baby.
And does it look like the little worm?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I think it looks different, but it's not a facehugger. It's definitely a baby.
Yeah.
But see, this is a different Xenomorph, anyways, because Lauren, if you can see, and I will describe it to our listeners, that this doesn't have the little inner mouth thing, because this is a previous form, which you will learn all about in Prometheus.
Yes, I wish I watched Prometheus. I've seen Prometheus, but I wish I watched it again, like in preparation.
And this is I think this one's from Prometheus. It's either from Prometheus or I don't think it's from Alien Covenant.
So when did they add the what is that? What is the technical term for the mouth in the mouth?
I don't know, but it evolved into that somehow.
Because that's like its method of killing, right? That like little mouth comes out and like jabs.
Oh, I think it's like multi-use. Like I think it can use big mouth, little mouth, anything.
The hat meme. The hat meme. Where would it wear its freaking hat though? Is my question.
It absolutely would wear it on. I think it's B.
Wait, I gotta look again because I might disagree with you.
If you haven't seen this, pay attention to our socials and we will share this.
It's either D or E for me.
Let me see D. Is it the D's where it comes out?
D is the big old hat. Oh, yeah. And E is this.
E is not functional because how could it eat?
Honestly, E should have both of them donning a hat. But anyway, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, you'll see. But I think I am.
Poll.
Yes, we do. And I am B, I think, where it goes just minimum top hat.
It's covering, isn't that where its eyes are?
It doesn't have eyes. I mean, if you look at A, it's too far back. It's like on its like
See,
ponytail.
but like I'm just assuming where its eyes would be, and
well, this is you don't want it on its ponytail like back here.
Okay.
Like, I'm telling you, like I need to talk to Ridley Scott so maybe he has the answer of where he thinks it should wear the hat.
I want to talk about what inspired the creatures in this movie because did you read about this guy? It was so interesting.
I don't know.
Okay, so he was a Swiss surrealist painter named H.R. Geiger.
Oh, yes. Are you talking about the guy that drew the space jockey or something?
Yeah, he drew all of them. He designed all of the Facehugger, Chestburster, Space Jockey, and the Big Bad Adult, who was played by a 6'10" man. What?
I love it. I love watching it now because it does look like a person in an alien suit because it does when it flies out of space at the end.
Yeah,
like its arms are like
I was like, that's a person, and then I had not known that was a person.
I think you can tell it's a person when they're like when it jumps out at. I can't remember who it jumps out at, but it is seriously like
jazz hands.
It's like jazz hands. Yes,
that part killed me because it turned around. The alien turns around and it's like, ha!
Yeah. And then maybe that's where they got the idea for Spaceballs, where they're like,
probably.
I didn't realize that was the same actor until like last night when I was watching. Yeah, I was like,
I feel like you just know these things.
No, not that. I mean, some things I do. Like, I don't know. I pick up stuff from the movies I watch. Like, I knew before I saw the Fern meme that the Facehugger didn't grow into the Xenomorph.
You're just so smart. I have to get on your level.
Or I'm a nerd.
Okay, so this surrealist painter.
Mm-hmm, yes, continue.
So the scriptwriter met with him, and like one of the first things he did was one of the first things the painter did was offer him opium. Which is like, I'm here to talk about some potential movie art. Would you like some
drugs? Take this drug first, and then we'll talk about things.
O'Bannon, the scriptwriter, was like, why do you take opium? And Geiger said, quote, I am afraid of my visions. And then the scriptwriter was like, oh, it's probably like, it's just all in your head. It's your mind. And he said, that's what I'm afraid of. So like this guy was like a little cuckoo, but it worked out.
I bet he has terrible trouble sleeping.
Probably. Imagine the things he sees. So another fun fact about him, Dutch customs once like stopped him in an airport and like took his painting. His work was detained because they thought it was like actual photographs of some sort of, I don't know, government tool or I don't know, some sort of
actual alien the government found.
Yeah, so they detained his pictures, or his paintings.
Well, you know that I say like like you should know this, but most people probably don't because I didn't until earlier tonight. That the actual space jockey thing that they find, where they find like, what are they? It's like, I call it the egg room, but
the big one, the real big one.
It's not, but that wasn't a xenomorph, right? They call it a space jockey. So I thought it was like,
I thought they were interchangeable. I don't know. It was kind of hard to see. The movie's really dark. It is.
But anyways, someone left a lit cigarette on it and it burned.
The entire thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
It's gone.
Who did that?
I don't know. I bet they're fired.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
good God.
I had a hard time like figuring out exactly what that. I was like, what am I looking at? At first I thought maybe it was like a previous human that had the unfortune of landing on this planet. And
I couldn't tell if it was like a mouth agape or like the inside of a head.
It looks like it's like writing on something. It looks like the ribs where they showed like the ribs. It like looks like it's like writing.
Yeah, like I need a diagram of that. Like not a diagram of where is it going to wear its hat.
I'll send it to you. No, I would rather know about the hat. Where would the xenomorph wear a hat?
I just need answers.
Well, and Kim, my friend Kim was over watching it, and I love it because bless her heart, she hates horror movies. And I'm like, come over. We got to watch this. I got to watch this for the podcast. Like she'll sit and watch with me. And she like has her eyes closed most of the time. And I was like, it's been a really long time since I've seen this movie. So
she probably has some interesting commentary though.
Well, she kept saying that she kept calling the xenomorph a he. And I was like, it's not a he, it's a female. Because I'm pretty sure all xenomorphs are female, right?
I just assumed they were like these like asexual beings that just like
maybe
reproduced in whatever way that they reproduced.
Whatever got it done, huh?
Yeah.
But back to hold on, I forgot we skipped something. We were talking about the person that played this.
Oh yeah, he was Nigerian. Big old Nigerian man.
Bolahi Badejo. I'm probably butchering the name, but
no, that's how I would say it.
He played the Xeni, but he beat out Peter Mayhew for the role. Peter Mayhew is who played Chewbacca.
How tall is he?
I don't know. He's very tall. I met him at Comic-Con once.
Oh, God rest his soul.
I know. He was in a wheelchair when I met him.
Oh, baby.
Nice, he was super nice.
Now I'm Googling how tall is Peter Mayhew.
He's pretty tall.
How tall is Peppa Pig? Are we kidding me? How tall is Pete Davidson was the next?
Pete is very tall. Pete's like 6'5". 6'4".
Oh my God. 7'2".
Peter Mayhew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now this guy was 6'10".
Gosh.
So Peter Mayhew was going to be an even bigger alien man? Jeez.
It already looked huge. Wow. I didn't realize Chewie was that huge.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like he doesn't look that tall. Chewie, I mean.
Yeah. You know that they wanted to get Harrison Ford to play Dallas, but he was fresh off of Star Wars and said, no thanks, don't want to be typecast into all space roles. Or he didn't want to do
if you are, you're going to like probably want to be, just stick with the OG.
Right. Well, and I don't think they knew how big, I mean, surely at that, when did the first Star Wars come out? 75?
77.
77. So it was only 2 years. Well, yeah, they definitely knew how big it was.
Well, yeah, and that's why, like, part of the reason they made this movie was like, oh, space movies are cool now. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, it had gotten passed around a bunch. Like, they didn't want to make it at first. Do you know what they were originally going to title it?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I read this and I was like, ew, this is dumb. I wouldn't watch it.
I laughed because also I kind of wish it was called that. Can you imagine?
Star Beast?
We're going to watch Star Beast tonight, guys. Get ready.
It sounds so 80s. I don't know why.
Star Beast.
And I picture some like, I don't know, real heavy synth.
Oh, yes. And it could be like Stranger Things when you watch the captions where it's like tense synth music.
Tense
sad tense synth.
Oh God.
Which sounds very similar
they
to
just went with
Sense.
Alien.
Just one. Maybe M. Night Shyamalan will make tense synth.
And that about does it.
And we're going to wrap it up tonight. We have reached our peak. Also, no wonder I love this movie so much. When someone from 20th Century Fox saw the script, they left a note on it that was like, it's like Jaws, but in space.
Oh, that makes, wow.
That's why I love it.
That's
they don't
like
have
a spirit animal.
Yeah, except it's not nearly as like
that person,
they don't have they don't have catchy music to
yeah,
let
that's
you know
true.
the alien's coming.
True.
You don't see a lot of her though.
No.
She's very good at hiding. I guess that ship had a lot of places to hide.
I guess that was kind of supposed to play into like the horror aspect of it. It's like you're
nervous.
Like, what is it now? And because it changed too, right?
Is it tubes? Is it tubes or is it a xenomorph?
Is it that little horseshoe crab looking thing, or did that die?
Is it the worm from Labyrinth? We don't know.
What am I going to get when I turn this corner? Except they weren't as happy. We need to talk about like I think, well, we talked about the
chest
one
burst.
Why would they do that? Not wear protective gear. But the other big, why would they do that in this movie, which we haven't addressed yet, is bringing a cat into space. Okay, because like the cat's one of the main characters, sweet little Jonesy.
Why was Jonesy there? Why was he there? What was his purpose? Just a companion?
I feel like he was, like a therapy cat so they didn't get, because how long were they in space? You know?
I don't know. I assume it's a long time, but
I feel like he was like a therapy cat.
I would have gone with a dog over a cat.
I don't think a cat or a dog would do real well.
No, like a monkey.
That
haven't they sent monkeys to space?
I think haven't they sent dogs with people?
Maybe. Seems real risky.
It seems rough on their little bodies.
I think so too.
But I mean, if a human body, it's a crazy amount of
yeah, but
pressure.
Exactly. Jones, though, as I said last night, the title of this movie could be called 7 People Try to Save a Cat and Only One Survives. Because that is exactly what happens.
I feel like only 2 or 3 of the people, though, actually tried to save Jonesy.
Brett, Ripley, Parker. Well, Lambert probably didn't care.
I feel like half the people were like, all I care about is myself surviving at this time.
I kept saying, well, this is Lauren. Like every time they'd be like she was getting ready to like get in her escape pod. No,
Sigourney Weaver was absolutely me when she was like pissed at him at the end. Like, come on, Jonesy.
Yeah, exactly. She was getting ready to exit, like to eject and leave. And she, hold on, the cat's not here. I got to go get the cat. And then they had like a mini spacecraft carrier for the cat to live in. Like she's get in your house right now, Jones. Do it.
It had like a little bubble on the front, like those backpacks now.
Jones was so mad. The whole movie. I feel like maybe Jonesy could have orchestrated it all because he just watched people get sliced.
He looked real pleased when people were dying.
He did. And you know that they scared him with a German Shepherd.
Yes,
that's what they got him to react that way. But he looks real sinister while he's hiding in those shadows, and it like goes up over. It's like,
yeah, he did. He looked like if he had,
do your worst, Xenomorph.
This one wasn't going to save me.
Like maybe Jones, he's like Ryan from The Office, like checking to see who like is gonna save him, and it's like, nope. Dallas wasn't gonna save him. That's why Dallas died in the tubes. He didn't care about Lambert. She got on my nerves. I swear.
Oh my God, yes. 90%. Thank you for saying that.
90% of her dialogue was, "Oh God, oh God."
Yeah, every and it time, was like whiny too.
She hated everything. She wanted, which I don't really blame her. I would have been like, let's get the hell out of here. Like, I'm done. But that's when Ripley was like, wait, we can't all fit on this escape pod. It won't hold us all. Because they were going to be in space. It was going to take them another like 10 months to get home.
That's too many months. And like, I mean, they were, what did they call it? That stasis.
Cryo sleep.
Yeah. Cryo sleep. That sounds nice, but like, how long are you in that? I guess the whole time, right?
I told you, cryo sleep was my idea about how we could get over the pandemic.
Everybody in their pods.
Get in your pod, Jones.
Get in your pod. Eric like disproved that though. I thought he was like, "What about this?" And I was like, "Oh, good point."
I had an answer. He asked about the pilot. He's like, "What about the pilot? It's gonna spread this coma medicine around."
It was a good idea.
It's gonna be like a crop duster. He was like, Whitney, we can't even get people to stay inside their houses. How are we gonna get them into like sleep pods?
Yeah, oh no, but then it went into that whole discussion of like, oh, we get them outside, they're already outside, spray them, but then someone would have to go around and like put them.
I told you, the most trustworthy person in all the world. They have to go through all these like psychological testing.
Oh my God, it would take
the pilot
years, and this is why we're still where we are.
I told you, I'm gonna pitch it. I'm gonna send them a pitch and say I've got the idea.
We're pitching everyone all of these brilliant ideas. You heard it here first.
Oh my gosh. Jones, I believe, he makes it to the sequel.
That's what you said.
Why are you bringing a cat back to space?
Wasn't a good idea the first time.
It wasn't a good idea the first time. It's definitely not a good idea the second time.
Does he die?
No, I don't think so.
Should they just stop bringing him back? Because I can't see a cat die. I can see a dog die, oddly enough. I mean, I don't want to, but like if I had to watch one or the other, I don't know. It's something about the cats.
I don't know.
I don't want to.
I'm reconsidering our friendship.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll check my trusty website. Does the dog die? It lists cats. It lists cats too. Aliens. Nope.
Oh, good. So if he's not in the third one, then I guess they
I swear
like, we've had enough of the cat.
I don't understand how he made it to the sequel.
I'm happy for him.
The sequel focuses a lot on well, maybe he doesn't make it to this. I swear he did. Apparently there's a article from Screen Rant. Alien, Jones the cat's importance and meaning explained.
Oh.
He is in the sequel.
But not the third.
Wait, hold on. Oh no. I take it back. He is in the sequel, but she does not take him to space.
Okay. So he is safe and well on planet Earth. Wasn't Sigourney Weaver in Cabin in the Woods?
Yes. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, mute us for a second. She was the handler.
Okay. Yes.
Like, she was the cameo at the end.
Okay. Okay. But I
feel like she plays the villain a lot. So Ripley was different. After those movies, I feel like she plays the villain. She plays the villain in Working Girl, that 80s movie with Melanie Griffith and Harrison Ford. She's in Holes. She's the villain.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her in Holes.
She's the villain in that. She's the villain in Cabin in the Woods. I feel like a lot of stuff. She plays a good villain.
She's just talent.
I like her. I'm a fan of her.
I liked her in this movie.
Yes. Can we talk about her stylist though for this movie?
I don't know what they were. They were like, oh, a woman lead in a science movie. I have the perfect outfit.
Let's get her underwear that's 3 sizes too small. And also, let's roll it up so it's real uncomfortable on the sides. I'm like, she's getting ready to sleep for 10 months. I would want to be in my most comfortable outfit.
Yeah, like maybe my softest loungewear.
Maybe not even like, maybe just like a super soft nightgown.
A muumuu.
Yes. I don't want to get tangled with, I don't want the hassle of legs in my pants, like pant legs. I want it to be free down there. I just want my nightgown.
I don't want the hassle of my legs in pants. Now, whenever I wear, so like anytime it's like over 65 degrees, it's like a guarantee I'm going to wear a dress because I now know why. I don't want the hassle of my legs in pants.
How often in the summertime when it's warm are you sitting there and you have the option shorts or sundress, shorts or sundress? It's
always a dress.
100% of the time.
And now I know. Now I have the words to describe why.
Yes. I don't want the hassle of my legs in pants.
Thank you. Wow.
I like the freedom.
Yeah.
I can move my legs any way I want. No restrictions.
And that's how I want to be in my stasis.
We should start a line in the future when stasis
styles.
Yes, stasis styles. Modern wear for the modern woman. Stasis styles.
I'm in. Copyright.
Yes. Pitching it.
Oh my God. We've got so many good ideas in this little nugget of an episode.
We do. We do. People are probably like, God, just talk about the movie.
To that end, you want to give ratings? I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm done. Well, we need to like talk at the end, the unfortunate, it sneaks back on because it's got all those like tubes and exhaust things to hide in. It sneaks back onto her escape pod and just like a typical woman, she's like, I'm in my underwear, but I got to get shit done. And by get shit done, I got to get rid of this giant alien so it doesn't go back to Earth and kill everybody else. So she's fighting it in a tank top and her underwear, and she sucks it out the window. And that is when I laughed really hard.
It makes one last ditch effort to crawl back. It's like, I've had success with tubes thus far.
Give me the tubes again.
Except and it tries to crawl up whatever.
Not this time, Zini. You're out. You're done. And the way it like flies out into space, she's kind of like see you later. like
This guy's his ligaments are so long. He's just spiraling.
Imagine if that was Peter Mayhew, how much longer they would look.
That's weird. Like, what size bed do these people sleep in? It's just like, where do they fit? Do they fit in their houses?
California Kings, I guess.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I feel like those would even be. How long is it?
I feel like you'd have to sleep diagonally.
Maybe they make mattresses for really tall people.
They have to custom order. Like, they have to custom order shoes, I assume.
Oh, yeah. How do they drive cars?
We are also starting a line. Well, it's like big and tall, I guess. It's already
it's already there.
Yeah, we'll just stick to the.
They like just drive from the back
modern
seat.
Woman.
They're like Stasis styles.
Oh God. So to make a long story short, Sigourney Weaver and Josie survive. Good for them.
A woman saves the world.
You're welcome.
With her cat, okay?
If that's not poetic,
right?
On a number of levels, if you get me.
Stop making fun of
that just hit you.
Yeah, because last night Mike goes, you know why they made her dress like that? And I just said, to give all the guys in the audience boners. He was like, yeah, for lack of a better, I could have phrased it better, Whitney, but whatever. Nothing but class over here.
Yeah, I mean, hello.
Yes, but a woman and her cat, more ways than one, saved the world. And we're done. And I know Lauren has questions about how this happens in the sequel.
Yeah, I just like where it picks up is
okay.
It's mostly what I want to know. Are we on Earth or do we start right back in space?
We're on Earth, and there is a rescue mission, I think, sent to LV, whatever the planet. It's like LVR26 or whatever they call it. And they think it's a rescue mission. There were miners on this planet, and I think they send her, and they're sending her with a whole crew of military people.
Miners like children, or miners like
like miners. Well, both actually, because they're there.
Miners?
No, not miners. No.
Who let me in here? Who let me on this show?
It's my favorite. No, I think there's families there.
Okay. And so I'm picturing like Hunger Games, like District 13 or District 12, wherever Katniss lived. Just like a minor town.
That was 12. Minor town full of miners and miners. She picks up a minor,
okay,
a child, because that's who Newt is. Like, she gets there, and what happens is they get there. They think they're only going. They recruit Ripley, and it's Paul Reiser. He like runs this company or whatever, and they recruit Ripley to go back because she's dealt with one before.
Okay. And
they're like, don't worry, it'll be like healthy compensation. I think, like, obviously they would have to pay me like for life, like you'd have to be set. And they said there's only one, and we're using your information of what you know about them to create, like, we've got this whole team of like military people, and like Bill Paxton is in it, and Michael
R.I.P.
I know. And the guy that plays the guy, what is his name? Michael
Fassbender?
No, I don't think it's Fassbender.
Michael.
He was in Tombstone. He plays the guy that shoots, like, Doc Holliday fights all the time. He argues with him.
You're speaking another language.
Sorry. Anyways, That guy. Sorry, Michael. It might be Fassbender. No, Fassbender is from X-Men. Regardless, they get there, and it's a whole like colony of xenomorphs and facehuggers.
No, thank you. And facehuggers?
Well, obviously.
Because that's where they come from.
Yeah, if there's xenomorphs, then there's definitely facehuggers.
Oh,
right?
God.
They can't exist without the other. I need a science teacher to explain this to me. Could they exist without the other? They couldn't.
No, because they are born from.
Yeah, they birth.
But then where do the eggs come from? The grown look at us.
The xenomorphs. The xenomorphs lay the eggs. The
Okay.
facehuggers come out of the eggs. Facehuggers then put the baby xenomorphs in the bodies.
Hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which they go into all this like background information once you get to Covenant and
they need humans
Prometheus. I mean,
to spawn. I know. I wish I have seen Prometheus is really good. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it, especially if you are a fan of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't think it got good reviews, but
I don't know why it was. I thought it's a prequel, but it tied in beautifully to the work that they've already done.
There's all sorts of stuff in the universe because also somehow predators are in the universe. This predator.
Now she's holding a predator figurine.
This is the first gift my husband ever bought me.
Oh, that's so precious.
Right? Real weird. But I love it. And he's lost a leg.
Oh, God.
I know. I have to find it. It's here somewhere, probably with that baby xenomorph somewhere.
Yeah, they're hanging out.
So that all, like, they all tie together. And then there was rumor for a while because Ridley Scott did Blade Runner that those are also somehow in the same universe. But I don't know if there's enough information to back that up. That could have just been an internet rumor.
That's intriguing, and I want to look into it.
I did not like Blade Runner, the original. I haven't seen the remake.
Never seen it, obviously.
It's very slow and very boring, I think.
I am out then.
But many people are saying it's so great. It's like cinematic history. And in my head, and I'm sure it makes Ridley Scott really mad to hear this, but in my head, I always get it confused with Tron.
Oh, God.
Which is not a cinematic masterpiece in any way.
How dare you?
It was a Disney movie.
How dare you smite Disney?
They rode light bikes.
I just remember it from what's that game? The video game. Kingdom Hearts. There was a Tron level.
Ooh, that would be fun. Another thing that doesn't exist in the future, those light bikes like in
That would be cool.
Remember, never mind. I'm getting way off track. I was about to start talking about Tron, and that is not this episode. It'll probably never be an episode, but
maybe.
All right, we're giving our ratings.
Here we go.
All right, I am giving this a lights, camera, yes, despite all the stupid decisions they make, like sticking their face into alien organisms and chowing down after a recent, severe injury.
I'm just really hungry.
No problem. I'm just real hungry. Oh, no problem. Because this giant thing that looks like a horseshoe crab was strapped to your face. No problem. Just want to eat. And you're not even eating like the brat diet, which you might eat, that you eat when you're sick with the stomach flu, like bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. No, he's like, give me noodles and sauce, and I'm just going to like slurp it all up.
The heaviest meal on earth.
Yeah, like it's like Michael Scott preparing when he's carbo loading before his
the linguine.
Yeah, he's eating Alfredo, fettuccine Alfredo.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
It is. That was basically Kane before the alien bursts out of his chest. So, despite all of this, it's a great movie, and I would tell anybody to watch it. So, yes, lights, camera, yes, across the board for these, except for 3.
Oh. Good to know. I want to watch 2 now. I'm with you though. Lights, camera, yes for me as well. I read somewhere that somebody called this movie the haunted house movie in space, and I feel like they really hit the nail on the head with that in terms of setting and scene and lighting and visuals and spooky imagery. So that just speaks to my EAM soul over here. But also the fact that this movie has stood the test of time, spawned so many sequels, and what I think is a good prequel. Also that influenced my lights, camera, yes rating. So
2 lights, camera, yeses. 2 gals figuring it out.
2 gals rating movies. And branding clothes and solving crones. We do it all here.
Branding clothes, solving crones. I like it.
Social's gonna be ridiculous this week.
It really is.
Good for us.
You've only seen this one, right? And Covenant.
Yeah.
Or
no, I've seen this and
Prometheus. Have you seen Covenant?
No, and I've never seen any of the Predators.
Predator. I enjoy Alien versus Predator, but it's real hokey. I mean, I like it, but I will watch anything with the Predator in it.
Yeah.
He has We've talked about this.
I know, he really hates, stand for his message.
He just hates guns, okay? Violence. That's all he hates. He just hates guns. Who doesn't? Lots of people here in Kentucky, I promise. In the South in general, don't hate guns. I don't hate guns, but I hate them when they're, I'm not even going to get into this. This is going to like offend somebody somehow or something. Never mind. Forget this gun message. Do what you want with your guns. I don't care. Have them, don't have them.
We're just going to stick to Crohn's, okay? That's our issue. That's our platform. We're good.
I'm going to reach out to some Crohn's people this week. Not people that have Crohn's, but people that make the medicine for Crohn's.
Not people that have Crohn's. Gross.
Gross. I'm just kidding.
I know. That's how it sounded. Like when not
you people that have Crohn's. Gross. No. I pity you all. Oh, and I feel your anger. I would be annoyed with those Crohn's ads too. If you don't know what we're talking about with this, please go back and listen to our episode.
There's a sister episode all about Crohn's.
It's not about Alien, but it is about Crohn's.
Also Kevin Bacon.
And Rhonda in a tractor. High-fiving.
Oh my God.
Real slow. And Oregon. There's a lot. Go listen to that.
There's a lot in that episode. It's a good one.
It is. As per usual, we don't have our movie picked out for next week. But we were earlier than normal this week when I got it up on social and was like, hey, everybody, we're doing Aliens.
Yeah, we're trying to be better. So
Alien, not Aliens. Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll have it figured out before, I'm going to say before Monday.
Yeah.
That's my promise to you.
That's our goal.
Good people of podcast land.
One way or another. We'll have this bitch figured out. Okay. As you know, you can, or maybe you don't know. I don't know. We're on social and you can find us at Lights Camera No on Instagram and Twitter and Twitch. If you want to find us, if you want to watch us record and watch me and Lauren be idiots for about 20 minutes until we get our stuff together to start the episode. On Facebook, we are LCN Podcast. Lauren keeps that up. She does an excellent job. You can also find, I always say our writings, but really it's just Lauren.
This is everything the light touches is ours. And the podcast is called Lights Camera No. So.
Yes, Simba. Everything the light touches is yours.
Thank you.
That's at lightscamerano.com. If you have any movies that you want us to review, you can always email us at lightscamerano@gmail.com. I want to thank me for watching because I'm the only person that watched this week on Twitch.
Pat.
But I want to thank everybody that's listening to this episode right now on Friday or Saturday or, anytime before next Friday when the next episode comes out.
You guys are the real ones. Thanks you.
Thanks for hanging in there. So, all right, guys. Thank you for listening / watching, and we hope you tune in next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Later, guys.